Hi everyone. Um, this video will, I guess, be quite short, and it's a little bit of an impromptu video. Um, and I certainly don't plan to make these type of videos a habit. But with the recent happenings, I think it's quite important to bring it up. Wim Winters has gotten quite a bit of heat recently. First, from Valentina Lisitsa, who commented on a couple of his videos, and then he later made a response video to her. Um, and that I don't care about. Valentina Lisitsa doesn't have anything in this. She is perfectly successful without Vim's approval. However, recently another big YouTuber, Bachscholar, got somehow into this fight. He started with a rant video and later started his series where I guess he's going to play all the Opus 100 Burgmüller studies to prove that Wim Winters is wrong. And so far so good, I guess. We're both on the single beat side, if you could call it that. But that doesn't give him immunity against criticism, especially not against criticism from his own side, because that's not how it works. First, I haven't really watched anything of Bachscholar. I don't know him as a person. And I haven't watched any of his videos until this rant came up. And if anything is the goal with this fight between double beat and single beat, it should be to inform the other side of our points, whether you're on the double beat side or the single beat side. And his series will not do that. His series will, if anything, bring us further apart. So he's of course welcome to, make whichever type of videos he wants. But the argument he's using is actually not that different from Wim Winters. Both of them are basically saying, no, I feel an Allegro in this way, therefore Allegro is this. Or this is certainly not Allegro vivace, that has to be faster or, in Wim Winters' case, slower. And that's not going to change anything. If you base your argument solely on, your own feelings, if anything, it's gonna make people pissed off. So I'll show a few clips to sort of prove my point. First, I'll also use my own videos because it's just easier. The first piece is me playing the D minor fantasy from a recent concert. And the second piece will be a lead on a Vorte by Mendelssohn. And then I'll compare those with other pianists who clearly feels them differently and try to make my case simply. So that was the few couple of, bars of my version of the fantasy. And here I will now play for you Friedrich Gulda, who clearly has a very different idea than I have. The second piece is, as I said, Lied ohne Worte by Mendelssohn. It's Opus 30, number 3, and again, here is my take on it. And here's Andras Schiff's take on it. In both of these examples, I play a lot slower than the other pianist. Simply because after analyzing and practicing the piece, this is the tempo my senses, as Bachscholar would call it, told me to play it in. So clearly we have different ideas about the tempo, and potentially they could convince me that my tempo is wrong and that theirs is right. But that would be, how about this phrase here? How does that connect to this phrase here? If you play it a lot faster or a bit faster, this would be a lot clearer. Or, the harmonic pulse, so to say, is slow, therefore you should play it a lot faster so that the harmonies would sound more. Then I could sort of potentially change my mind and decide to play it a lot faster. But if they would say, no, you're feeling it wrong, your senses are wrong, not only would they not convince me, I would search very hard for proof to show them that I'm right, even if I would have to bend a few sentences or, neglect parts of books to prove my point and cherry pick certain parts. And, where have we seen that before? So this discussion or fight or whatever you want to call it can't be about the feeling of tempo, because we can't say that they feel a tempo wrong, because they certainly don't. My favorite Brahms concerto, for example, is by Gould. He's playing it tons slower than, most other pianists. And as you heard from my own recordings, I play a lot slower than most pianists. That doesn't mean I feel the tempo wrong. That means that I, through history of the music or through analyzing the music, has come to this conclusion that it should be in this tempo. Then you can't say that my senses are wrong and I should change it, because then I won't. The reason we do this video should be to, show them through history that not that they feel the tempo in a wrong way, but maybe they shouldn't base it on a theory that doesn't actually exist. So again, we can tell them, from a melodic point of view, don't you think that maybe? Or, actually Czerny didn't, put double beat in his metronome marks. He was just a bit crazy and just was a little bit too happy about super fast tempis. But we can't say that their feelings are wrong, because then we will never get them on our side. And then this fight will just continue endlessly without anyone ever coming to any conclusions. And that can't be a goal. We have to sort of be respectful towards each other. Because if we tell them they feel it wrong, like, why aren't we the ones feeling it wrong? It doesn't, you can't make that type of argument, because that's not an argument. So yeah, this was my little short video on Bachscholar's rant and his series, and why I don't think his argumentation works, and why I think it will do more harm than good. And you might disagree with me, And then please tell me in the comments if you think this was a stupid idea. But now you know why I did it and why I think it's important. So leave a like and add a comment if you feel that's a good idea. But please be respectful to each other. You can't tell people that they feel the wrong thing, because that will never convince anyone. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.